Greetings my lovelies, hi it's Emmy, welcome back to another Whatcha Eating. Today I have this for you. And this is Nissan's mug udon. So it's like an instant ramen, but it's udon noodles instead, which are a little bit wider than ramen noodles. There's two different styles. There's kizami kitsune. Kitsune is fox. There's also this one, which is buta kare. So this is gonna be curry flavor. So what's cute about these are there's little fish cakes, I think they're fish cakes, that are in the shape of little pigs and foxes. So I found these the last time I was in Japan. There's another flavor, which I didn't see, which they have this little puppy dog and panda. I've eaten mug ramen once before, but didn't have cute little animals in it. And I've eaten a few different types of Korean ramen. So I'll make a little playlist. And if you're interested in more ramen eating, I shall put the link down in the description box so you can find it there. Here we go. Okay, so there are 4 little ramen packs, and then in the bottom are 2 seasoning pairs. So there's the buta and the kitsune. So it looks like the noodles are the same, it's the seasoning packets are a little bit different. And as I mentioned before, there's also a panda and a dog version. Consomme shio, so that's consomme soy sauce flavor, shifudo. So this is seafood flavor for the panda. 150 milliliters of water, which is 2/3 of a cup. So we'll add that to our mug. Next, I'll add my little puck of noodles. So, cover that up and let that steep. Oh, so cute. And cover that as well. So, we'll let those cook. So let's try our kare one first. And there it is, and there are the sweet little pigs. Aren't they adorable? They're so stinking cute. So the pigs themselves are called kameboko, which is like a fish cake, and it's made in a bit of a log. They come in lots of patterns, lots of whimsical stuff like animals for kids, of course. And then a really popular one is the Naruto one, which is the kind of swirl fish cake. They also come in a half moon that's really popular. It's white in the middle and has a bright pink on the outside. So these ones are super cute. And the little winking pig, totally adorable. And there's some vegetables in there as well. I see some carrots and some green onions and some nice fat wide noodles. And it smells great, nice and cut it. And there are little bits of pork in there as well. It smells great. It smells like kare. If you've never had Japanese kare, it's like a stew, but it's flavored with curry flavored. It's very different than Indian curry. I should also mention, if you don't know already, it's totally perfectly polite to slurp your noodles in Japan. That means you like them. So here we go. Itadakimasu. Wow, it's quite salty. I probably could use a little bit water for my taste, but it's delicious. The noodles have a little bit of chew to them. They're nice and wide. A little bit wider than a typical ramen noodle, but scrumptious. Nice curry flavor, quite salty, and the broth tastes like a pork-flavored cup of noodle with a bit of kare flavor in it. All right, let's give a little pig a taste and see what he's like. Here we go. Wow, it's definitely kameboko. It has a fishy flavor to it, but what I'm surprised about, it has a pretty rubbery texture to it. Not unpleasant, it's good. Next, let's have the kitsune, which is the little fox. Oh, super cute. This one is equally cute, has little floating foxes on top, and little bits of deep fried tofu, I think. This smells a lot more like bonito or dashi. So it smells smoked, a little bit fishy. It smells great. Itadakimasu. That one's great as well. Completely different flavor. That tastes more like a typical kind of udon because it has a more of a dashi flavor to it. And dashi is the kind of broth that's the basis of a lot of Japanese soups. It's full of bonito flavor, which is a skipjack tuna or tuna fish that has been dried and smoked, and it's also shaved, and that is used to make bonito stock. Let's give one of the fried tofu bits a bit taste. And that basically tastes like the broth. It's absorbed all that flavor and has a slight kind of spongy texture to it. Pretty good. There's a little kitsune. Let's give him a taste. Exactly the same as the pig. Slightly rubbery, kind of eraser texture to it. Not unpleasant though. And a great flavor. Just tastes like kameboko. Alright, so that was called mug udon. You can find this, I'm sure, online. It's made by the company Nissan, which makes cup noodles. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned something. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite flavor of ramen is, because, yeah, we've all had it. We all love it, even though we don't want to admit it. I should also mention that YouTube has enabled a new function that allows you guys to help if you'd like to contribute to subtitles. So I'll put that link down below if you'd like to help. I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys learned something, and I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Come back to the second day of bug eating. Today I have this one for you, and it's 2 bug kebab. 2 bug kebab. Yes.